What's up guys, it's Zenith talking to you today about yet another alternative to replacing your worn out control stick on your Gamecube controller. This alternative being using Xbox One control sticks. Now this is far from new information. In fact, I've actually seen plenty of people at local tournaments as well as information online regarding these. However, I can still say it's pretty uncommon and there are probably a lot of people out there who don't know about this. So I'll just kind of cut to the chase and I'll let you guys know, is swapping out an Xbox One control stick with a Gamecube stick something that's a viable option? And the answer is absolutely, if you can get over the change of feel that it has. Or if you already happen to prefer this concave style of stick, then you're already in luck. You can swap out both your control stick and your C stick with these. I've actually swapped out a control stick with an Xbox One stick on one of my backup Melee controllers, and I've been using it for the better part of a week. And again, just besides the different feel that it has, getting more used to it, I can't necessarily see any downsides to using this. Here's a controller that I put the stick on. You can see it obviously doesn't match the color scheme, but another benefit of putting an Xbox One stick on your Gamecube controller is that online there are a variety of different color options that you can put onto your controller to match whatever buttons or shells you have. Now I would recommend buying a control stick online versus opening up an Xbox controller. Reason being is that it's just kind of tricky. It's one of the controllers out there that are more of a pain to take apart. And the ones online not only, like I said, come in a variety of color options, but they're very cheap and feel pretty much the same. Now you can swap your control stick and your C stick out. In fact, at the last local I went to, there was somebody who had an Xbox One stick on their Gamecube controller. And he says besides feeling a little bit weird, like I said, it's concave, performance-wise, he said it was just about the same. I've also seen people swap their C sticks out with it, citing a preference to having a wider stick so that they could use the base of their hand to perform up airs. So overall, what I recommend it, of course, if you're somebody who can get over a difference of feel as severe as this, or if you happen to just prefer Xbox One controllers, in which case you're in luck. It's a cheap option, you can get a bunch of different colors. If you wear out, you can replace them really quickly. They can be a great alternative for you guys who like to customize. Also a great way to replace those bare bone plastic only control sticks that I've seen on a lot of people's backup controllers that just nobody uses, just to be able to use them again. Overall, I just don't think you can go too wrong with this. Now we are going to take a closer look into this in just a sec. I'm going to just quickly kind of open it up, show you guys some measurements. I don't want to waste your time with opening up a controller in depth every single time. So if you didn't already know, there's a video I made on that previously. It's one of the first videos on my channel talking all about taking apart a Gamecube controller. So if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check that out. But with all that said, let's get a closer look on this thing. Okay guys, like I said, we're going to try to keep this nice and simple. I'm going to start by giving you a pretty close-up look at what the controller will look like with the Xbox One stick. Now one complaint that I have heard about this is that, as you can see, when I turn the stick all around the controller, the stick itself isn't actually long enough to fully close off, meaning you're gonna have like a little gap right here. When it's in its neutral position, you can't really tell. So for most of you, it's probably not gonna be too much of an issue. But besides that, this is basically what it's gonna look like on the outside. Like I said, I already have a video opening up the controller going in depth, so if you want that, then I'll link that in the description. I'll probably have it on the screen as well. But I'll briefly show you guys opening up the controller and putting the sticks in. Alright, if you want to perform this modification, you don't even need to mess with the back plates, meaning you're not going to be encountering any Phillips heads. So all you're going to really need is your tri-wing screwdriver to get these screws off. Now it's as simple as removing your back plate and accessing the front. Again, you're not going to be worried about the front shell. Now if you're wondering why this Wii U controller was here, it's because my Xbox One sticks actually were on this controller before. If you go back way deep into my videos, I think the video right after I made after the opening up your controller video was switching out your Wii U sticks with Xbox One sticks. So I don't know why it didn't occur to me then really why Xbox One sticks wouldn't work perfectly well on the Gamecube. All three of these share a very similar stick box. Now the heights of the sticks can vary slightly. Luckily, I personally didn't encounter any problems with the height of the stick, say hitting the outside of the shell. So you're pretty free to use these Xbox One sticks on your Gamecube controller just as is. It'll be a little hard to see on the black stick, but if you can see the cutouts, they are very similar. The stick in my right hand is an Xbox One stick, and similar to the Wii U sticks, you can see the cutout is more rectangular, whereas the Gamecube stick kind of has a defined shape to it. Now what that means is you can't necessarily put a Gamecube control stick on a Wii U controller, simply because it won't fit on here, but you can take sticks with bigger cutouts and you can put them on Gamecube controllers, and as long as the width and the height are fine, they won't move around, which is the case that you see here. So pretend that it just wasn't on here before, you just take your Xbox One stick Now it's a rectangle, meaning you have to pay attention to which side faces up. You can't put it sideways, and you just simply slip it onto the controller, and that's it. You'll be able to switch off your C-sticks as well. Afterwards, simply slip it back onto your shell, close your back piece, and you're ready to go. Now I did some testing on a setup that had the new version of 20XX where you can actually find out the analog values your control stick is hitting. I'll display that footage on screen right now. I haven't actually measured these out yet, I'll do that in just a sec. But if there's one difference of feel that you're gonna get with the stick, besides the top of it just being concave, it's that the base does seem a bit thicker than what you'll find on a conventional control stick. I could be wrong, again, I didn't measure it out yet, but it was a little hard to get to the 1.0 analog values on each side of the controller. I got to 0.975, which isn't actually bad at all if you have a UCF setup. In fact, a lot of controllers out there apparently can't hit the 1.0 values anyway. It's something that's pretty controller dependent. Besides that, I also got the analog values. You get angling your controllers down to the southwest and southeast gates, of course used for shield dropping. And again, it's something very controller dependent, but on a UCF setup, these were able to shield drop just fine. So there should be nothing to worry about with that. Again, just playing around with the controller, it does feel a little bit different. And that's just because the control stick is so different to what I'm used to. But really just moving around, I think it's pretty solid. So of course, this isn't the most precise instrument in the world, but you can see where the width of the control stick comes out to. And now we'll try out the Xbox One stick. And actually, pretty surprisingly, the Xbox One stick comes out very, very close to the Gamecube control stick. That's pretty interesting, maybe because it's concave, or maybe because just some illusion about the control stick, maybe the base being smaller, just gave off the impression to me that the top of the control stick was smaller, but that's actually not the case by a large margin. Alright, here's where the base of the control stick comes out to. The base of this control stick is actually much thinner than a control stick from Nintendo. Just goes to show you can't just go based off what your eye sees all the time. So that's basically all I have for you guys today. This was supposed to just be a quick little video just showcasing these little guys. I of course stand by saying that they are a solid option for what you're getting. You're not going to break the bank getting these online. They'll come in a variety of color options, not just black. They fit fine, they work fine, they feel pretty solid. If you can just get over the hump of learning the feel of this, I said it before, I don't think you can go too wrong with these. Especially if you're getting them for your backup controller, or any controller that just needs a new control stick. Okay guys, I hope that you're able to take something away from this. I hope this video helps. If it did, a like would be greatly appreciated. Please consider subscribing, and I hope you guys have a great day. This is Zenith, signing off.